In an era marked by rapid advancements in technology and shifting societal norms, the dynamics of global value chains are evolving under the pressures of uncertainty and automation. As businesses navigate these changes, understanding the implications of automation on labor markets and production processes is becoming increasingly crucial. A recent analysis published by VoxEU sheds light on how these factors are reshaping global trade and economic structures. The article outlines that the rise of automation is fundamentally altering the landscape of global value chains. Traditionally, these chains relied heavily on labor-intensive processes spread across various countries to minimize costs. However, with advancements in robotics and artificial intelligence, many companies are reconsidering the distribution of their operations. Automation can lead to a reduction in labor costs and increase efficiency, but it also brings challenges related to job displacement and the need for new skill sets. The VoxEU report states, "This statement encapsulates the dual-edged nature of automation in today's economy. As firms increasingly adopt automated solutions, the impact on employment is significant." The report highlights that while some jobs may be at risk, new opportunities will emerge in sectors that require advanced technical skills. The challenge lies in ensuring that the workforce is equipped with the necessary skills to thrive in an automated economy, the report emphasizes. This skill gap presents a critical concern for policymakers and educators who must collaborate to design effective retraining programs. The implications of these shifts extend beyond labor markets. The article also notes that the geographical distribution of production is changing as companies seek to optimize their operations in response to these technological advancements. Firms may choose to consolidate their operations in regions where automation can be most effectively implemented, leading to a re-evaluation of traditional trade patterns, the analysis suggests. This consolidation could contribute to increased regional economic disparities, as areas that fail to attract investment may struggle to keep pace with those that do. Moreover, the report touches on the broader economic implications of these changes. As companies invest more in automation, the initial capital expenditures could lead to short-term disruptions in supply chains. However, in the long run, the increased efficiency and productivity could translate into lower prices for consumers and higher profits for businesses. Navigating this transition will require careful planning and coordination among stakeholders to mitigate negative impacts while maximizing the benefits of automation, the report advises. In addition to these economic considerations, societal attitudes towards work and employment are also shifting. The VoxEU analysis encourages an ongoing dialogue about the future of work, urging both businesses and governments to adapt to the realities of an increasingly automated world. The report concludes with a call to action: to harness the potential of automation while safeguarding livelihoods. A concerted effort is needed to invest in education, retraining programs, and social safety nets. As we move forward, the challenges posed by automation and the restructuring of global value chains will undoubtedly require innovative solutions and collaborative efforts. The landscape of work is changing, and those who adapt swiftly will be better positioned to thrive in the new economic paradigm. The ongoing evolution of these dynamics will continue to shape the global economy, making it imperative for all stakeholders to remain engaged and proactive. In a rapidly evolving landscape of financial technology, partnerships are becoming increasingly crucial for innovation and competitive advantage. A recent collaboration between Spade, a leader in real-time merchant intelligence, and Stripe, a major player in online payment processing, exemplifies how strategic alliances can enhance service offerings and drive growth in the fintech sector. The partnership was officially announced on February 12, 2025, and it promises to empower businesses with enriched merchant data through Stripe issuing, thereby enhancing transaction visibility and security. Spade has established itself as a key provider of real-time merchant intelligence, delivering critical data that links every transaction to a verified merchant identity. This capability is particularly significant in an era where transaction data accuracy can directly influence business performance. According to Spade, their system is capable of providing detailed merchant information, including names, logos, locations, and categories in under 50 milliseconds. This rapid processing time is crucial for card issuers who need to make informed decisions at lightning speed. The partnership with Stripe allows innovators utilizing the Stripe issuing product to access Spade's comprehensive merchant intelligence. This integration aims to improve transaction approval rates, reduce chargeback incidents, and proactively combat fraud. The increasing demand for real-time accurate data is underscored by Stripe's portfolio, which includes over 200 million cards currently in circulation. Stripe's commitment to enhancing its data capabilities is evident as they conducted extensive evaluations of various providers before selecting Spade for its superior performance and reliability. Oban McTavish, CEO and co-founder of Spade, expressed enthusiasm about the collaboration, stating, "Our work with Stripe will further improve the card experience for countless companies. Our merchant intelligence is proven to reduce fraud and disputes and help businesses approve more transactions to generate millions in revenue each year." This sentiment highlights the broader implications of such partnerships, where enhanced data capabilities can lead to significant financial benefits for businesses. The integration of Spade's merchant data into Stripe's offerings opens the door to a multitude of high-value use cases. Stripe's customers can leverage this data for transaction enrichment, fraud detection, and gaining deeper insights into consumer spending patterns. The ability to understand how cardholders utilize their cards not only aids in fraud mitigation but also informs better customer service and product development strategies. As fintech continues to evolve, the importance of real-time data will only grow. The Spade-Stripe partnership is a forward-looking move that not only meets current market demands but also sets the stage for future innovations. Both companies are committed to exploring new use cases for this valuable merchant insight, which promises to enhance the experiences of their respective customers. Looking ahead, the potential for further advancements in merchant intelligence and payment processing technologies is immense. As more companies recognize the value of data-driven decision-making, partnerships like that of Spade and Stripe may become the norm rather than the exception. This evolution will likely pave the way for a new era in fintech characterized by enhanced security, improved customer experiences, and ultimately greater financial success for businesses across the globe. In a surprising culinary twist, Thailand is emerging as a hotspot for artisanal cheese. Challenging preconceived notions about a nation where approximately 98.6% of the population is reported to struggle with lactose digestion. This unexpected development is not merely a footnote in the gastronomic landscape but rather a hallmark of innovation and adaptation among local cheesemakers, demonstrating that passion can transcend dietary limitations. The cheese renaissance in Thailand is epitomized by Jaratat Snidwangsna Ayuthia, the founder and CEO of Jardisan, based in Chiang Mai. "I believe I've been a cheesemaker in many lives before," Na Ayuthia mused as he inspected a wheel of forest tail cheese, a natural rind variety that reflects the meticulous craftsmanship being cultivated in the country. His journey symbolizes a broader movement where artisanal producers are experimenting with diverse milk sources, bacterial cultures, and traditional cheesemaking techniques. Rakanakorn Kai Srikong, a veterinarian and researcher who owns Little Goat Farm, is another key player in this narrative. Srikong initially focused on improving farm management practices to optimize milk production. After grappling with early failures in cheese production, she eventually succeeded, and her creations have become staples in Michelin-starred restaurants throughout Thailand. "The first cheese I made, I thought, yes, it is cheese, but the chef said no, it's not cheese at all," she recalled, highlighting the challenges and triumphs of cheesemaking in a country with an underdeveloped dairy culture. Historically, Thailand has not been known for high dairy consumption, with the average person consuming only 4.7 gallons of milk annually, a stark contrast to the 15 gallons consumed by the average American. Factors such as the country's tropical climate and its culinary traditions, which favor coconut milk and fish sauce over dairy, have contributed to this trend. Yet, the landscape is shifting. The Thai government has promoted dairy consumption since the mid-2000s, significantly increasing the population of milk-producing animals and fostering a burgeoning local cheese industry. Interestingly, the presence of lactose intolerance does not preclude the enjoyment of cheese. Many traditional cheeses, including cheddar and blue cheese, have low lactose levels due to fermentation processes. This opens the door for local producers like Na Ayutthaya and Srikong to offer products that cater to a diverse palate, including those who may be hesitant to embrace cheese due to dietary concerns. The growing interest in cheese is also driven by a surge in tourism. Thailand anticipates welcoming between 36 and 39 million international visitors in 2025, spurred by its vibrant culinary scene and cultural festivals. As tourists seek familiar comforts, local cheesemakers are collaborating with upscale hotels and restaurants to introduce Thai flavors into Western dishes, thereby creating a unique culinary fusion. Among the standout producers, Jardisan is often regarded as the leader, crafting cheeses that appeal to both locals and expatriates. The San Paquin cheese, reminiscent of brie, has garnered particular acclaim for its floral notes. Little Goat Farm offers a variety of cheeses with the paella, a soft cheese. There are ample opportunities to savor the flavors of Thai cheese. As Thailand's cheese industry continues to evolve, it reflects a broader trend of culinary innovation and resilience. The intersection of traditional practices and modern techniques not only enriches the country's gastronomic offerings but also challenges the global cheese narrative. Looking ahead, the potential for growth in this sector seems limitless, with local cheesemakers poised to carve out their niche on the world stage, inviting both locals and tourists alike to savor the unexpected delights of Thai cheese. Forbes Travel Guide recently unveiled its highly anticipated 2025 Star Awards, marking a significant milestone in the luxury hospitality sector. With an impressive roster of over 2,100 properties from 90 countries, the 67th Annual Awards recognize establishments that not only deliver exceptional service but also enrich the travel experience through authenticity and well-being. This year's list includes a remarkable total of 336 5-star, 645 4-star and 567 recommended hotels, alongside 79 5-star, 128 4-star and 64 recommended restaurants. Notably, the ratings expanded to include cruise ship restaurants, showcasing the growing emphasis on culinary experiences at sea. The awards highlight several emerging trends within the luxury travel landscape. Forbes Travel Guide observed that hotels are increasingly catering to adventurous clientele seeking authentic experiences in less traveled locales. This shift reflects a broader desire among travelers for genuine connections to local cultures, as evidenced by the incorporation of regional customs and culinary traditions into hotel offerings. Authenticity is key, noted Amanda Fraser, president of Standards and Ratings at Forbes Travel Guide, emphasizing how properties are creating unique environments that resonate with guests' experiences. Health and wellness have also become pivotal in the luxury travel sector, with a growing focus on health-conscious experiences that leave travelers feeling rejuvenated. Forbes Travel Guide's data indicates that this trend is particularly strong among 5-star properties, while gaining traction among 4-star and recommended listings. This aligns with a broader societal shift toward well-being and self-care, making it a critical component of today's luxury offerings. The awards also reflect strategic collaborations between luxury hotels and renowned brands to enhance guest experiences. For instance, Atlantis the Royal in Dubai recently partnered with Louis Vuitton to create an impressive art installation, underscoring how luxury brands are leveraging partnerships to create memorable moments for their guests. Geographically, Macau continues to dominate, boasting the highest number of 5-star hotels globally, with 24 in total. This year it welcomed new properties such as Epic Tower at Studio City Macau and Raffles at Galaxy Macau, as well as several new 5-star restaurants. The United States also saw new entries in Arizona, California, and Montana, further solidifying its position in the luxury market. Meanwhile, Europe made a strong showing with new 5-star hotels in countries like Azerbaijan, France, Greece, and the UK. China is experiencing a resurgence in luxury travel, with new 5-star establishments in Guangzhou and Hong Kong, signaling a robust recovery in the hospitality industry following recent global challenges. Similarly, the Middle East and Africa welcomed new five-star hotels, demonstrating the region's growing appeal as a luxury travel destination. As the awards ceremony concluded, Fraser remarked, "Forbes Travel Guide Star Award winners exemplify excellence in hospitality. This year's honorees not only meet but set the standard for authentic experiences, unparalleled amenities, and a commitment to guest well-being." Looking ahead, the luxury hospitality sector is poised for continued evolution as properties adapt to the shifting expectations of discerning travelers. With an emphasis on authenticity, wellness, and innovative partnerships, the future of luxury travel promises to be as dynamic as it is rewarding for those seeking unforgettable experiences. As the industry embraces these changes, the ongoing commitment to excellence will undoubtedly shape the next chapter in luxury hospitality. In a noteworthy development within the generative media landscape, VoxEU, a pioneering platform aimed at developers, has successfully secured $49 million in a Series B funding round. The announcement, made on February 12, 2025, marks a significant milestone for the startup, which has carved out a niche in the rapidly evolving field of artificial intelligence AI focused on image and video generation. VoxEU's co-founders Berke Eger and Görkem Yurtseven emphasized the dual significance of the name VoxEU. While it refers to features and labels, a term rooted in machine learning, it also resonates with the Turkish word for fortune-telling, a nod to the co-founders' heritage. Ger noted, "It's a good Easter egg that's there. We have a lot of Turkish employees and it's fun when they notice." This blend of cultural identity and technical focus encapsulates the essence of VoxEU's mission. Launched during the pandemic in 2021, VoxEU emerged from the shared vision of Ger and Yurtseven, both seasoned professionals in AI and machine learning with backgrounds at major tech firms like Amazon and Oracle. Their initial bet to specialize in generative media, distinct from the growing frenzy around large language models (LLMs), has paid off. "We basically left the LLMs behind and specialized in image, video, and audio type models," Ger explained. The latest funding round, led by Notable Capital with participation from Andreessen Horowitz and other notable investors, follows closely on the heels of VoxEU's series of funding. The new capital injection will support the company's ambitious growth plans as it aims to expand its current GPU fleet from thousands to tens of thousands in the coming year. This scalability will enable VoxEU to better serve a growing clientele that already includes over 50 enterprises such as Quora, Perplexity, and design platform Canva. As the demand for generative AI technology skyrockets, the use cases for VoxEU's platform have diversified remarkably. And OpenAI. Concerns around copyright and ethical use of generative content also loom large over the sector. However, Ger and Yurtseven remain optimistic about their positioning within the market, emphasizing a flexible approach that leverages both open and closed source models. As 2025 unfolds, both co-founders anticipate significant advancements in generative media technology and its applications. Yurtseven stated, "This is a real emerging industry and it's going to change a lot this year. The future appears bright for VoxEU as it continues to innovate and adapt within this dynamic field." In conclusion, VoxEU's recent funding success is not just a financial victory, it underscores the increasing relevance of generative media in various sectors. With an expanding base of enterprise clients and a thriving community of developers, VoxEU is poised to play a critical role in shaping the future of content creation. As the generative AI landscape evolves, companies like VoxEU will be integral to navigating the complexities and possibilities this technology offers, potentially redefining creative processes across industries. In a recent address to Congress, Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell emphasized the central bank's patient approach regarding interest rates, stating, "We do not need to be in a hurry to adjust our policy stance." This sentiment reflects a broader strategy that the Fed has adopted in the wake of a resilient economy despite ongoing inflationary pressures. Powell's comments came during his semi-annual testimony before the Senate Banking Committee, where he reiterated that the current economic indicators do not necessitate immediate adjustments to monetary policy. Powell's remarks were consistent with the Fed's previous communications, highlighting a strong labor market and a considerable reduction in inflation. even as it remains above the Fed's target. The central bank's current policy stance is described as significantly less restrictive than it has been in the past. Powell cautioned that a hasty reduction in policy restraint could jeopardize progress on controlling inflation, a sentiment that resonates with many market analysts. Michael McKee, Bloomberg's international economics and policy correspondent, noted that while Powell's message was not new, it reaffirmed the Fed's cautious approach, which could ease investor concerns about potential rate cuts this year. The testimony also touched on other critical issues such as bank regulation and fiscal policies, with some senators questioning Powell about the impact of President Trump's economic strategies. Notably, Republican Senator John Kennedy praised Powell, suggesting he should take credit for what he termed a soft landing for the economy. A rare moment of bipartisan acknowledgement in a typically contentious environment. Meanwhile, in the tech sector, Elon Musk's recent bid to acquire OpenAI for a staggering $97.4 billion has stirred significant debate. Musk's offer, which was met with a prompt rejection from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, highlights a growing rivalry between the two tech figures. Altman characterized Musk's approach as an attempt to slow OpenAI's progress, stating, "I wish he would just compete by building a better product." This clash not only reflects personal tensions but also underscores the competitive landscape of artificial intelligence, where both companies seek to innovate and capture market share. The intricacies surrounding Musk's bid raise questions about the seriousness of the offer, especially as reports indicate that board members of OpenAI had not received formal communication regarding the acquisition. Analysts speculate that while Musk has the financial resources to mount such a bid, the lack of clarity around its legitimacy leaves much to be desired. On another front, the Trump administration's recent decision to suspend federal funding for electric vehicle charging infrastructure under the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure (NEVI) program reflects a significant policy shift. Andy Bennett, CEO of Drivz, acknowledged the implications of this decision, noting that while NEVI funding had a minor impact on the overall growth of charging stations, it represented a broader trend of fluctuating support for electric vehicle initiatives. Bennett pointed out that consumer choice and market dynamics ultimately drive the adoption of electric vehicles, suggesting that despite political changes, the transition to electrification will continue. As these developments unfold, the relationship between monetary policy, technology competition, and energy initiatives will remain critical to understanding the economic landscape. The Fed's cautious approach to interest rates, the ongoing tensions in the AI sector, and the shifting policies affecting electric vehicles all point to a future that is both uncertain and ripe with opportunities for innovation and investment. As the landscape evolves, both investors and consumers will be watching closely to see how these dynamics shape the marketplace in the months to come. The push for a return to in-person work has ignited heated discussions among corporate leaders, government officials, and employees alike, with figures such as former President Donald Trump jumping on the bandwagon. The narrative suggests that remote work is detrimental to productivity and business outcomes. However, recent studies and expert opinions reveal a different truth. The call to return to the office may not only be misguided but could also harm both employees and organizations. On his first day back in office, Trump issued an executive order mandating federal agencies to terminate remote work arrangements, echoing sentiments shared by various Fortune 500 companies, including tech giants like Amazon and IBM. Advocates of this return-to-office approach argue that in-person collaboration fosters creativity and innovation. Yet the evidence suggests otherwise. A 2024 case study highlighted how return-to-office mandates at companies like Microsoft and Apple resulted in significant talent attrition, with skilled employees leaving for competitors that offered more flexible work arrangements. This trend ultimately diminished firm output and innovation, raising questions about the efficacy of such mandates. A study conducted by the University of Pittsburgh further substantiated these claims, revealing that return-to-office policies have led to decreased job satisfaction without any measurable improvements in company performance. Surprisingly, these mandates even failed to positively impact stock prices, which are often a primary concern for executives focused on their own financial incentives. As the findings indicate, requiring employees to return to the office may actually be counterproductive, leading to a loss of valuable talent and a decline in overall company performance. So why are companies persisting in these return-to-office demands? One theory posits that the loneliness of CEOs and the absence of their employees drives this policy. Another perspective suggests that these mandates could serve as a strategic move to encourage resignations, effectively allowing companies to downsize their workforce without formal layoffs. For instance, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy's statement regarding a return to full-time office work coincided with a desire to cut managerial positions, despite his denials of any ulterior motives. The impact of these policies extends beyond productivity. They also impose tangible costs on employees. The average U.S. commuter spends nearly 28 minutes commuting each day and incurs expenses upwards of $2,000 annually for gas and vehicle maintenance. Such burdens can lead to decreased job satisfaction, particularly as remote workers have reported higher levels of contentment in their roles. Furthermore, the COVID-19 pandemic exposed many workplace practices as unnecessary, leading employees to question the value of traditional office dynamics. The notion of managerial feudalism, as described by anthropologist David Graeber, highlights that numerous jobs exist merely to fulfill the need for managers to feel important. This realization has prompted a re-evaluation of the necessity of in-person work, with many employees opting for flexible arrangements that better suit their lifestyles. Despite the ongoing mandates from prominent firms and the federal government, the future of work appears to be shifting toward a more flexible model. Recent surveys indicate that a significant portion of employees now prefer hybrid or fully remote working environments. In fact, only 4% of CEOs prioritize a full return to the office, reflecting a broader recognition of the benefits of flexible working arrangements. As companies navigate this evolving landscape, they must consider not only the productivity and satisfaction of their employees but also the long-term implications of their policies. The return-to-office debate serves as a crucial reminder that adaptability and responsiveness to employee needs are key to fostering a productive and engaged workforce. Moving forward, organizations may need to balance the desire for in-person collaboration with the preferences of their employees, creating a hybrid model that promotes both satisfaction and productivity. The coming months will likely reveal how companies adapt to these changing expectations and what that means for the future of work. In a groundbreaking study published on February 12, 2025, researchers have illuminated a novel type of hippocampal neuron that plays a pivotal role in object memory. The findings, detailed in Nature Communications, highlight the unique characteristics and functions of a previously unrecognized subtype of excitatory neurons known as ovoid neurons. These discoveries could reshape our understanding of memory encoding and its neural underpinnings. Historically, the hippocampus has been recognized for its crucial role in spatial navigation and memory, primarily through the lens of pyramidal neurons. However, recent research has begun to uncover the complexity and diversity of neurons in this brain region. The new study reveals that ovoid neurons located adjacent to the subiculum's pyramidal cells exhibit distinct molecular, physiological and morphological features that set them apart from their classical counterparts. Using a combination of single-cell RNA sequencing and behavioral assays, the research team identified ovoid neurons as a non-pyramidal excitatory subtype that responds selectively to novel objects. Novel object encounters drive sustained ovoid neuron activity, whereas familiar objects fail to elicit any response even months after learning, explained Mark S. Sembrowski, the lead author of the study. This differential response underscores the ovoid neuron's specialized role in non-spatial memory encoding, which is dissociable from the functions of traditional pyramidal neurons that are more attuned to spatial tasks. Further experiments demonstrated that silencing ovoid neurons resulted in significant impairments in non-spatial object learning, while spatial learning remained unaffected. This intriguing finding suggests that ovoid neurons might act as a gate for memory encoding, allowing the brain to prioritize new information over the familiar. The ability to toggle between seeking novel and familiar objects appears to be under direct control of these ovoid neurons, Sembrowski noted. The study's implications extend beyond basic neuroscience. They highlight the potential for targeted interventions in memory-related disorders. By understanding the mechanisms through which ovoid neurons operate, researchers could develop strategies to enhance memory encoding or mitigate memory loss associated with aging or neurodegenerative diseases. In conclusion, the identification of ovoid neurons adds a new layer of complexity to our understanding of hippocampal function, particularly in the realm of non-spatial memory. As research continues, it is anticipated that these findings will inspire further investigations into the intricate networks of neuronal types in the hippocampus, potentially leading to novel therapeutic approaches for memory-related conditions. The landscape of memory research is poised for transformation. With the emerging role of ovoid neurons at the forefront of this scientific frontier, the fast-paced landscape of modern workplaces, meetings have become a double-edged sword. While they are intended to foster collaboration and drive productivity, recent research underscores a troubling phenomenon. A significant portion of meetings leaves employees grappling with what has been termed a meeting hangover. This term refers to the lingering negative effects that follow unproductive meetings, which can lead to decreased engagement and diminished productivity for hours afterward. As businesses strive to optimize their workflows, understanding the implications of meeting hangovers is crucial for enhancing employee well-being and overall efficiency. According to a study conducted by a team of researchers including Brent N. Reed, Stephen G. Robelberg, Rebecca Hines, and John Gray, over 1/4 of workplace meetings result in these adverse effects. The study highlights that poor organization, lack of clear objectives, and time mismanagement are key culprits contributing to this phenomenon. For instance, Jacob, a fictional employee, exemplifies the frustration many feel after attending a disorganized meeting. He found himself unable to focus on subsequent tasks due to the disheartening experience of a meeting that went nowhere, leaving him feeling disheartened and unmotivated. Stephen G. Robelberg, a leading scholar on meetings, points out that the detrimental impact of these hangovers extends beyond just individual employees. Meetings that fail to engage or produce actionable outcomes can create a ripple effect, resulting in team-wide disengagement and a decline in morale, he explains. This observation raises an important question: how can organizations combat the detrimental effects of ineffective meetings? The researchers suggest several strategies to mitigate meeting hangovers. First and foremost, they advocate for a robust meeting management framework that prioritizes clarity and purpose. This entails setting clear agendas, defining desired outcomes, and ensuring that all participants are adequately prepared. Additionally, incorporating feedback mechanisms can help organizations identify persistent issues and adapt their meeting structures accordingly. Another vital consideration is the role of technology in facilitating effective meetings. As Rebecca Hines, head of Asana's Work Innovation Lab, notes, the integration of collaborative tools can enhance communication and streamline the decision-making process, ultimately reducing the likelihood of disorganized meetings. By leveraging technology, teams can maintain focus and ensure that discussions remain productive and on track. As organizations navigate the complexities of remote and hybrid work environments, the importance of effective meetings becomes even more pronounced. With employees increasingly working from home, the potential for disengagement rises, making it all the more essential for leaders to foster a culture that values meaningful interactions over mere attendance. By implementing best practices in meeting management and utilizing technology to enhance collaboration, companies can not only alleviate the burden of meeting hangovers but also create a more engaged and motivated workforce. Looking ahead, the challenge will be to maintain the momentum of these improvements and continuously adapt to the evolving needs of the workforce. As organizations refine their meeting practices and embrace innovative solutions, it is crucial to keep employee well-being at the forefront of this transformation. Ultimately, addressing the hidden toll of meeting hangovers might not only enhance individual productivity but also contribute to a more vibrant and resilient organizational culture. In a dramatic turn of events, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau (CFPB) has seen a significant reduction in its workforce, with dozens of employees terminated during an unexpected after-hours blitz on Tuesday. This abrupt move has raised eyebrows and sparked discussions about the agency's future, particularly in light of the recent political maneuvering surrounding it. According to sources, the layoffs primarily affected contractors and probationary employees, those who have been with the agency for less than 2 years. The Enforcement Division, a critical area for the CFPB's mission to protect consumers from unfair financial practices, bore the brunt of the cuts. The exact number of employees let go remains unclear, but the method of notification has been widely criticized. Many were informed of their termination via a hastily crafted email that included errors such as placeholders instead of their names and job titles. "This is to provide notification that I am removing you from your position of job title and federal service," read the email from Acting Chief Human Capital Officer Adam Martinez, adding an unsettling layer to the already distressing news. This mass termination comes on the heels of a chaotic few days for the CFPB following a series of events that left staff feeling blindsided. On Friday, staff from the Department of Government Efficiency DOGE, an initiative led by Elon Musk, gained access to parts of the CFPB's systems under questionable circumstances. Sources reported that DOGE personnel were granted access to sensitive areas of the agency, including human resources and enforcement records, leading to concerns over security and operational stability. Shortly after these developments, Russell Bott, recently appointed by the Trump administration as the acting administrator of the CFPB, took command, further complicating the agency's leadership dynamics. The tumult continued when, during technical disruptions, a user with apparent administrative privileges accessed the CFPB's server and caused portions of its website to go offline. This incident, along with the subsequent termination of dozens of employees, has led some insiders to describe the situation as akin to a hostile takeover. They said they would follow protocol but repeatedly did not, one staff member lamented, highlighting the disarray within the agency amid external pressures. The CFPB has historically been a target of criticism from conservative factions, with Musk himself publicly declaring "RIP CFPB" on social media. Established by the Dodd-Frank Act in 2010, the CFPB has been instrumental in securing billions in consumer relief and enforcing regulations against major financial institutions. As the agency's structure is increasingly undermined, the implications for consumer protection are profound, especially with ongoing lawsuits against major banks regarding alleged failures in safeguarding their payment systems. Simultaneously, revelations surrounding DOGE have sparked further scrutiny. A member of the task force, Marco Velez, was found to have been mistakenly given the ability to alter a federal payments database. His subsequent resignation after racist social media posts surfaced has raised questions about the vetting processes for those involved in government efficiency initiatives. The Treasury Department has since acknowledged the breach and is conducting an investigation into the activities performed during Velez's brief tenure with Elevated Access. With the CFPB now facing an uncertain future under the influence of politically motivated reforms and a new leadership structure, the ramifications for consumer finance regulation remain to be seen. As the Biden administration continues to navigate these turbulent waters, the fate of the agency and the protections it provides hangs in the balance. Observers are left to wonder whether this is just the beginning of a broader restructuring effort or a precursor to more drastic changes ahead. As the battle over financial regulation intensifies in the coming months, in a world increasingly defined by geopolitical tensions and the rapidly evolving landscape of international relations, the daily press briefings from China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs serve as a vital touchpoint for both domestic and global audiences. This week, the ministry held its routine media briefing, which has become a focal point for journalists and analysts seeking insights into China's diplomatic posture and its responses to pressing global issues. The briefing held in Beijing provided a platform for officials to address a range of topics from regional security concerns to China's stance on international trade dynamics. During the briefing, officials emphasized China's commitment to fostering stability and cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region. China remains dedicated to dialogue and partnership, a spokesperson stated, reflecting the country's ongoing efforts to project a responsible image in the face of rising tensions with neighboring countries and global powers. Analysts note that these sessions are critical for understanding China's strategies, particularly as it navigates complex relationships with the United States and its allies. In recent months, China's foreign policy has faced scrutiny, particularly in light of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and its implications for global security. The situation in Ukraine has generated significant discourse regarding the potential for China to play a mediating role. Experts suggest that while China has expressed a desire for peace, its ties with Russia complicate its position. A balanced approach is essential, remarked Yaroslav Trofimov, a chief foreign affairs correspondent at the Wall Street Journal, highlighting the historical trauma faced by Ukraine and the broader implications of Russian expansionist policies. The briefing also touched upon economic issues, particularly in relation to trade and tariffs. As nations grapple with the fallout from the pandemic and shifting supply chains, China's role as a global economic powerhouse remains pivotal. Officials reiterated their commitment to open markets and fair trade practices, aiming to reassure both domestic and international stakeholders of China's economic stability. Ken Griffin, a prominent figure in the financial sector, recently acknowledged the complexities of engaging with China, indicating that mutual understanding will be crucial for navigating future economic relations. As the world watches these developments unfold, the implications of China's foreign policy decisions will undoubtedly resonate beyond its borders. The interactions at these press briefings not only shape public perception but also influence diplomatic negotiations and international strategies. Observers are keenly aware that the outcomes of these engagements could set the tone for global cooperation or conflict in the years to come. Looking ahead, it is clear that the stakes are high, with the potential for significant shifts in international relations. As China continues to assert its influence, the international community will be watching closely to see how it balances its commitments to peace and cooperation against the backdrop of rising tensions in regions like Eastern Europe and the South China Sea. The next few months will be crucial in determining whether collaborative approaches can prevail or if the world will be drawn deeper into discord. A new study has revealed that a strategic network of wastewater surveillance at just 20 international airports could serve as an effective early warning system for the detection of emerging infectious diseases, potentially averting future pandemics. This innovative approach capitalizes on the reality that passengers, even when asymptomatic, can shed pathogens in their waste, leaving a traceable genetic footprint that can be recognized through wastewater analysis. The study, led by researchers including Guillaume Saint-Onge from Northeastern University, utilized a simulation model to evaluate the effectiveness of monitoring wastewater at selected Sentinel airports compared to a more extensive network encompassing thousands of airports. The findings indicated that a targeted network at key international hubs, such as those in London, Paris, Dubai, and Singapore, could detect outbreaks with nearly the same efficiency as a more extensive system, but at substantially reduced costs. Specifically, the larger network was only 20% faster, highlighting the potential for significant resource optimization, including how rapidly a pathogen can transmit from person to person and the estimated number of infections stemming from an initial case. Saint-Onge noted that while current wastewater testing might not identify a novel pathogen immediately, it could allow for rapid retrospective analysis once a new pathogen is recognized. When a new pathogen is announced, you can very quickly look at that previous wastewater data and say, "Is this present in our sample?" he explained. Such capabilities could enable authorities to respond swiftly to emerging threats, potentially saving countless lives. However, the implementation of such a monitoring network presents challenges. Determining the frequency of sampling to effectively track various pathogens and establishing efficient wastewater collection methods from aircraft are critical hurdles. Additionally, the cooperation of airlines and airports along with a sustainable funding model will be essential for the longevity and success of the initiative. Despite these challenges, researchers are optimistic. They recognize the potential for coordinated international support to facilitate the establishment of this network. Yet, as Temi Ibitoy from Brown University pointed out, political considerations, especially regarding data sharing, could hinder participation from individual airports. Coordination through an international body like the World Health Organization carries its own political complications, she said, underscoring the need for thoughtful engagement with stakeholders. The study published in Nature Medicine represents a significant step toward a more proactive global health response framework, emphasizing the importance of wastewater surveillance and identifying and managing public health threats. As we look ahead, the necessity for such systems becomes increasingly apparent, particularly in a world that continues to grapple with the ramifications of pandemics like COVID-19. In conclusion, the proposed wastewater surveillance network at major airports could transform how we monitor and respond to infectious diseases. By integrating technology and international cooperation, we may be better equipped to detect the next pandemic before it escalates, ultimately safeguarding global health in an interconnected world.